Kia ora folk, you're listening to Bridgitt McNabb from Maintaining Your House in Napier, and you're listening to Naturopathy on Radio Kidnappers. But today we're going to be talking about reflexology. That is a big part of my clinic in Napier. So what is reflexology? Well, you've heard of foot massage, right? No, it's not massage. A lot of people say, I've just had a massage, but no, it's not massage. So reflexology is where I'm working on your feet. Oh, and it's done on the hands as well, on the ears, and it can be done on the face. I mostly do the feet because there are so many nerve endings, hundreds of nerve endings on the feet, which make it more sensitive to work. And what better way to just sit in the chair and take your shoes off and let my fingers do the walking, the talking. So reflexology is this kind of movement, like an inchworm. I don't know if you can see that. And it can go like that as well. So it is a little bit of massage, but mostly it's this movement. So we're working in all different directions on the feet that relate to different areas of your body, of your inside anatomy. So reflexology has a positive impact on all levels of your being, and I love it. It's just like a holistic reflexology to me, really. So I can work from your brain to the tip of your tailbone, to your muscles, to your bones, to balance all your organs and your hormonal system as well. So I'll talk a bit more about that when we get further on down into our chat today. I'm also talking about how reflexology can have a positive impact on folk for positive touch. So this is for folk who have been isolated, been living by themselves, and it's not only the elderly. Recently we've been in lockdown where a lot of people have been isolated from touch. So I'm going to talk a bit more about that and talk about the research. So there is going to be some new words for you to think about today, and the research backs it up. Now reflexology, where did it come from? Why isn't it just massage, people say? Well, it's been shown that it's been found on the tomb walls in Egypt, and as far as we're aware, that's where it originated from. And there's these amazing pictures that we've all been, when we were training, we've been exposed to these pictures. Then it was introduced to China and to the Asian countries who further developed that. And then the Westerners in America got a hold of that. So then they charted that a bit more, put it into zones, made it a bit more structural, and related it more to the anatomy and physiology. So I was taught by Eunice Ingham method, and she, before her, became William Fitzgerald. So that's a little bit of the history. I love reflexology so much that I don't really dwell too much on the history of it. Let's do here, now, today, and what can it do for you? Okay, so when anybody receives touch, a physical touch, it sends a message, a chemical message to the brain, and then that brain tells this nerve called the vagus nerve. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's getting more popular now. So release this other hormone called oxytocin. So that's our happy hormone, and it does a lot of other jobs in the body. But that helps to lower the stress, reduce anxiety, and lowers blood pressure. So by receiving that touch, that's what it can do. And for some folk who are living alone, right, and they have like Piccadilly Circus coming in their house, caregivers, they've got cleaners coming in, they've got family coming in, and they go, but how can you be alone? But if there's no touch, if there's no physical touch, that person still feels alone. And, a rub on the back, do their feet. Do their feet. Oh, that's what we're going to be talking about, reflexology. Do their feet. So touch has a very positive, comforting contact for people to lower anxiety, lower stress, lower blood pressure. It has a ripple-on effect. If there's no touch, it does have a ripple-on effect into the body. Some areas, it can be suppressed grief, and it comes and sits on the lung if they're lonely and sad and isolated. So I see some people with asthma or respiratory symptoms. Some people have such deep loneliness that it makes their heart sore. So they have heart issues and it affects the heart chakra. Some people are just so lonely that they might just check out. They might still be here in a physical body, but they just might check out. So then you might start getting Alzheimer's as well. Other folk hide their loneliness and isolation through addictive behaviours. So there could be eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia. There could be excessive alcohol or recreational drugs, all to hide this loneliness, which is really, they just want some touch, some positive, nurturing touch. So all these can impact blood sugar levels. They can impact your liver. They can create weight gain, pretty much the entire physical body, really. So when you're touching, when you give somebody a hug, it's reassurance that they're getting and nurturing on a deep level, that you really care about that person's being, that whole person's being. So that's where reflexology comes on into my clinic, to nurture the person on a whole holistic level. That's how I create it. Some people do clinical reflexology. Some people look at your toes and go, oh, well, that toe or that finger does that and that and that and that. I don't so much get into that. I do relate it back to your anatomy and what's happening in your body. But I do know that there is that lovely physical connection that science and research has shown what it can do for you. So let's talk about that. So relaxation. So you come into the clinic and you're going to fill out a form if you're my first client, and you're just going to sit there on my lovely reflexology chair, and you can pop over to my webpage, Maintaining Your Health, and just have a look. There's a video there. There's several photos to show what my clinic room looks like and what the clinic chair looks like. So you're going to pop your shoes off and you're going to recline back like that. You may want a blankie. Everybody might want a blankie because it's quite nurturing being under a blanket while you're being having your feet reflexed. So from the moment that my hands touch your feet, you start to receive that nurturing, healing aspect. An ECG has been shown to that the brain immediately goes into a more relaxed state as reflexology starts. So there's a bit of research for you, and I'll talk more as we go through about the research. Pain reduction is a big one. So research has shown that the pain has increased from a single reflexology session. Now I can attest to this. I've just had a client last week who had incredible pain shoulder, and he was on huge amounts of painkillers. Nothing really was doing anything. I worked on him 3 times, and no word of a lie, he said that his pain had subsided. Of course, coupled in with that, I gave natural anti-inflammatories to help with that, but it was the mindset as well. We talked about the stress. I worked on his feet. He had time out from his busy world, and his whole body went. So when your body does that inside, it's like this big, huge grandfather clock going like this, trying to rebalance your body inside. And yes, he's had good results from pain reduction. So that's pain reduction for any pain reflexology can have an effect on. There's certain points that I link up on your feet. We may do some breathing. Yeah, it's just lovely. It's bliss. It's bliss. Okay, so what else can it do? So research has shown that reflexology can boost your immune system as well, and I will talk on another show about reflexology, lymphatic drainage. I do that as well. So that's draining edema from your body, boosting your immune system, draining and removing waste and toxins as well. That's a whole new program for us to chat about. Okay. So a survey of 169 studies from 21 countries found reflexology to be 80% effective in helping 78 different physical conditions. That's pretty full on, isn't it? So that's pretty good research, and I think I might put all that research in where I found it up on my webpage. That'll be a job for me. Yeah, a job for you to check me out. So what else are we talking about? Oh yes. So people who are in palliative care as well, a lot of people don't know what to do around them. They don't know what to say, but that nurturing touch at the last moment of their life, that is really beneficial for them. It makes them feel safe. A lot of people are frightened. It just makes them feel safe that when they're ready to go, they can go, and don't be frightened. And it's just that touch aspect as well. Improves blood flow and reduces blood pressure, reflexology does. Studies have shown they've measured blood flow in the brain using MRI technology, and it's found that it has increased the blood flow. So that's a bit more research. It's all about research today. It improves your mental health care as well. So I see a lot of people who come to me and they say, oh, I'm not really stressed. And I said, yeah, but you're busy. Yeah, but I'm not stressed. And I said, yeah, but you've got a physical injury. Yeah, but that's not really stress. But hey, yes it is. Your whole body is stressed inside, which you may be very good at masking your stress, but it is still stress which is causing inflammation, which may be causing pain. So this is where reflexology comes in and helps to relax you and take a moment out of your day to calm stress down. Okay, so cancer as well, chemotherapy, it helps with all those side effects of chemotherapy, pain, nausea, vomiting, anxiety. Reflexology is just the ticket for that. They do it down in Palmerston, and there's a reflexologist there available. I'm now available for you as well. Help out with cancer. What else have we got reflexology for? For after surgery, for post-operative pain reduction and recovery. I've worked on clients who have had knee surgery, and we've done reflexology, lymphatic drainage, but we've also done reflexology, and that's helped with the scar tissue, help reduce scar, help reduce the swelling and the pain. So that's with any post-operative. So I didn't say in the beginning about how I got reflexology, how I came across it. So I was doing my journey, my naturopathy journey, and I was on my second year, and I went part-time, and my friend said to me, come on Bridgitt, come along and do reflexology. I went, what the heck is that? I've never heard of that at all, and that was in 2008. I'd heard of massage, I'd done massage, I'd been trained in massage, but she said to me, come along, it'll be good for you. And I went, oh, okay, I really liked this lady Kathy, and I thought, sure, I trust you, I'll come along, I'll have a look. Crikey, it just blew me out of the water. Each time we learnt something, we had to exchange with partner. In the end, I had to say, stop. I can't receive anymore. It's just blown me out of the water in the respect of it de-stressing me and rebalancing my body. I was just floating along. I just wasn't grounded, and it just put me in such a deep, deep state of reflexology. So then I went on and I did my training in 2008, and I got a certificate of reflexology. Woo! I was so excited. So I started really practicing continuously since there with friends and family, and then I did my diploma of reflexology in 2012, and this enabled me to become a professional reflexologist associated with the Reflexology New Zealand Association. That to me sets me aside from people who have just gone online and thought, I'm going to learn reflexology and then I'm going to maybe set up somewhere. I choose to belong to Reflexology New Zealand Association so that you know, I know what I'm talking about. We have to provide first aid, we have to have clinic insurance, and we have to do continual education every year. And so we attend national conferences annually. So this is to assure you that I know what I'm talking about, and I just didn't do a weekend course and set up. So to me that distinction's really, really important. Okay, so when you come to me, I might talk about some different options about what you want to receive from me. So there's a 45-minute option for $45, and this is called dipping your toes in. So it's just a little treatment to see, do I like it? Is it for me? Am I going to benefit from that? Then you might want to come back and do a full 60-minute treatment, and that's for $70, and that is called Pimp Your Feet. That sounds funny, doesn't it? Pimp your feet. So that's where you just lie there back in the chair, listen to the music, relax. We do not talk if you don't want to. We can, of course, if you do. I go with the flow. But you receive no naturopath advice with that one. Then the next level up is 60 minutes with brief naturopath advice based on what I find on your feet, what imbalances I find on your feet. And this is for $80. This is a very popular option for a lot of people. They might want to come and do 3 in a row. I suggest you do 3 in a row. It just really gives your body a boost. And then a lot of people might take that back to 45 minutes, or they might take it back and come like taking your car into the garage and having a tune-up. They might come every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks, depending on what they what suits them at the time. So welcome back to Reflexology with Bridgitt at Radio Kidnappers. I just want to let you know that I have a clinic in Napier, Natural Health Clinic, and it's on Latham Street. You can contact me on 027 284 3781, or check out my webpage www.maintainingyourhouse.co.nz. I also do have a Facebook page where I do a lot of health posts and promotional posts. If you want to get a newsletter as well, you can contact me to get a newsletter. Other things that I provide in my clinic are air candling, and we'll have a chat about that on another program. I provide herbal tea, herbal remedies, and all that's going to be exciting because that's nearly all coming into play. Herbal remedies, that's where I can mix up pretty much anything that a doctor gives you for medicine. I can mix up a herbal remedy for you, and that's a huge passion of mine. And what's in your garden as well. Talk about how easy it is to grow your own medicine, herbal medicine, in your garden. I think that's really important, especially with recent lockdown and no access to herbal medicine. Making a simple plain cup of tea is a nurturing, gentle way to heal you on all levels of your being. Okay, thank you for listening to Bridgitt at Maintaining Your House, and have a wonderful day.